and then other people from the town, and it was like, then they went there, and there was the grocery guy.
Yeah.
And he made a tenant to that too, that how he liked to earn that, and then they made more of it, the case, and then it was like, someone wanted to violate her, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why they banned it, that movie. So the very first movies they banned it was I Spit Her in Your Grave and Maniac. And so with I Spit Her in Your Grave, it was so violated that these guys, you know, they violate her and do all these things to her, and then she gets them back one by one. So that's like, and that. So that's what, and the remake, and any type of remake they do, they always seem to change it around. So it's not, so it makes the viewer interested in that, in the remake of a film. And I think it goes back to like Night of the Living Dead, where they first originally did that movie, which was black and white, and the remake one,
Tom Savini directed.
yeah, and then it was a black guy that got shot at the end, and he wasn't even affected, like he wasn't a zombie. And then with the remake one, that showed you like a butch girl sort of way, and so that's what I mean. So when you watch it, it's like you don't know what to expect because they do change it around, which they did with even like Last House on the Left.
Yeah, because I want to say that Last of Them Left, Wes Craven's Last of Them Left, 1972, which I talked about in a couple episodes, the remake and I Spit on Your Grave, because they're both similar. They both take places in the forest about a woman that gets attacked. But I Spit on Your Grave was just how regular guys who weren't bad guys just did it the first time.
They were in jail, and but the whole point still was, to me, was like they violated them, and even the girls that were with them.
Yeah.
The one that girl's girlfriend was with them. Then there was his son with them too, and they violated it. It was just basically the girls went. They wanted to buy some stuff to have to smoke or whatever to go see the concert. And it was the boy that saw they were into, and he said, "Come with me," da da da, and they went with them, and then that's where it all took place. And then, but the strange, peculiar thing about it, that's what makes you think, because they say it was based on a true story,
yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. And then it was like just within so many yards from their actual house.
The parents' place, and then they ended up taking. The one thing I want to say is the original, like the half rape scene and Last of Them Left, how they stab them and kill them, are always worse than the revenge scenes, because the originals they just killed them, it's a relief. But then in the remakes, the revenge scenes are so much more graphic than the rape scenes, so much more brutal in the remakes and technology and stuff. And the comparison to I Spit on Your Grave, the scene where it's most graphic, where he ties up the guy for a rope in a bathtub and he's laying in the wood, and then she puts this ass and stuff and his face starts melting and stuff and starts battering him. And then like the Saw scene, because the guy likes to film a digital camera, and then ties him up to the tree, puts the hooks in his eyes and shoves food down his throat, and then the scarecrow eats his eyes up. And then that whole scene where he ties him up really was just a brutal, and then gets the clippers, and he's still mouthing off and just rips his teeth out, so brutal. It's like I said, that whole scene was just like technical violence, but so brutal. So the original completely stands out, and the remake completely stands out. So if you only saw the remake, gotta see the original first. And then one thing I want to say is the remake is like the modern world, because the digital camera the guy has, she has the laptop, the cell phone. They all use the cell phones in it, and but the one thing they didn't glorify was iPods as well. And so the whole movie's where she goes out in the country, which makes sense to do a remake now, because which they did a good job, which is the perfect time to come out I Spit on Your Grave remake.
Yeah, and just the same as like what she did with the gun, right? With
yeah.
The gun and the guy's derriere, and it's pointing right where his face was, and the guy, and she had the gun linked up, tied up to the guy's arm or what it was, and then. So when he woke up and moved, it would trigger the gun right away.
Right through his ass, because that's what she was schooling before.
Yeah, so that's the twist that they do when you look at towards the original.
Yeah.
And you know, like one of the original scenes, I remember there was a bathtub scene.
Yeah.
She was with the guy in the bathtub, and she had the knife hidden under a little mat in the bathtub. And
She hid it underneath the blanket, and then she cut his thing off, locked the door, left him to blood to death
Yeah.
while he was screaming, which was handmade, which was a good classic scene.
Yeah, so like in those ones, like you look at these originals, that like they say they're like B movies, but they stand up to be called classics because how I look at some of those ones that they do, they really take it for a spin because you never know what you're going to expect. And it doesn't all happen at once. It's like it gets you wondering what's going to happen, and I think that's what they're missing out on some of these remakes.
Yeah. Like, I last house on the left was originally, it was just, the scene that was violent was the sink scene where he gets his hand in. Well, first she bashes him in the head with the wine bottle after he sees their daughter shot and half raped. And then she stabs him to death with an overture knife, and his nose was broken from the car accident, and the father comes in and bashes him in the head with a tool thing, breaks their nose while he's trying to scream for help from his buddies, cracks it, which is just brutal, drowns him in the water, puts his hand right for the sink, then turns the light and his hand's getting squashed by the sink thing, and then hits him right in the head with the back of the hammer. So
Yeah.
how more can you kill a guy?
Yeah, and with the original, I like with that, like I said, it didn't happen far from the home, but one of the young kid there had one of the girl's necklaces on, so that's how the parents was aware that it was one of their kids.
Yeah.
Something brutal that happened to them. And so it was like the parents got that for the revenge and that.
Yeah.
And then when you look at like that other one we were talking about, Maniac. See now with Maniac too, it was so surreal and freaky because of what he was doing. He was going around being with the girl that was say like a hooker, which he knew and felt was bad anyway because his mom was sort of like that. That's the judge you get from the original Maniac. And now they're going to be doing a Maniac remake. So
Yeah.
that's what they're going to do with that.
Yeah.
But with the Maniac, when I remember one of the scenes where he chases a girl in the subway, and so you get a chance to check out the original. But I mean, that was pretty eerie because he runs into the subway, and it keeps you wondering when he's going to really catch her. Because Maniac, gets.
It actually, I don't think that I watched on the auto commentary, read on the magazine. They just went ahead and filmed it in the middle of the night, and the subway scene just did that shot. And they actually just went and filmed it instead underneath that New York bridge, which was illegal.
No, that's what I was saying. That's when the guy jumped up in the car, shot the boyfriend there, and she was.
Which was Tom Savini that had.
Yeah, you just hear the cops coming, and they blasted. That's when they blasted the subway scene.
Yeah.
But it was all pretty brutal. But the main thing is, see how he was doing that. He would have these mannequins. And then whatever he got from the girl, he would like cut her hair piece off, like cut the scalp, take the hair piece, and tap it in with a nail or whatever, the scalp on the mannequin and whatever clothes she was wearing.
Yeah.
And that sort of was his family.
Yeah.
He made it into like a family, and so he had a shrine.
Yeah.
At his place.
Yeah, I actually talked about the Maniac Blu-ray that I got, which in the episode, and talked about that one, which is, you can't never talk about slasher movies in my opinion without Maniac, because I'm a big fan of the movie, Paul's a big fan of Maniac. I always bring it up, which is one of the slash films and other films as well, like films like Maniac, I Spit on Your Grave, Last House on the Left, were all controversial films, even like Cannibal Ferox, banned in 31 countries, which was the most brutal film, which I will show you the DVD, and we'll talk about that when the cannibal conversation comes up. Next horror movie I'm going to recommend that I like that I got on Blu-ray, came out in January, The Last Exorcism, which I thought was pretty good, and I want to talk about because it's a drama which takes place in New Orleans, which I love horror movies based on New Orleans, and a lot of the other exorcism besides the first 1973 one was good. Other ones I didn't like, but I thought this one was not bad. Not because Eli Roth was involved in it, who did Hostel 1 and 2 and Cabin Fever. And it comes with a booklet too that talks about all the different exorcism and stuff, and talks about all the demons and stuff and resurrection. anybody who hasn't seen the last extras, which comes with a Blu-ray and DVD copy.